Let's discuss. Hey everyone, it's Rachel back again with another video, and today I'm going to be checking out a new track from the band Monasteries called Alone and Against. This is a band that I found through the request stream. Somebody requested Lilac last year, and I immediately was drawn to the sound of this band. They are incredible. If this is your first time checking them out and you enjoy this, make sure to go back in their discography, check out some of what they've got, because they are fantastic. So I will link all of their social media, the music video I'll be using in the reaction portion of this, any sort of promotional links for Monasteries in the description of this video. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking and we are going to get straight into it. Ooh, that guitar tone. Transition, are you kidding me? Oh Lord. They are checking all the boxes right now. Are you kidding me? Holy groovy baby. And we're going where? Just keep going. Why didn't anyone mention this to me? Monasteries, Alone, and Against. Let's discuss. I honestly cannot believe people have not been asking me to cover this. It's at the point I'm filming this, it came out like 10 days ago or something. I saw when it came out. I haven't been recording a ton lately, so today I sat down to film a bunch, and it was something I wanted to be sure to get to. And now that I've heard it, I cannot believe this almost slipped by me. I've heard their previous work, and all of it stands out a ton to me. This is no different. I need to go back and listen even more now to that EP that I was listening to a bunch, and just make sure that I haven't missed other stuff in their discography, because this is it. This is gonna go right onto the playlist for me and stay there. It's a song that feels very full, in a sense that when it ended, I wasn't like, I can't believe the song's over, but not in a bad way. Sometimes it's good when a song passes by really fast that way, but this felt like it just continued to throw curveballs at me or drop even further and stuff like that. I love. There was a ton about this track that really grabbed my attention and held on throughout the track. Vocals, I think the guitar tone I mentioned, but also just some of the guitar work in general. The end of the song specifically, some of that was just staying in my head after it was over. The highs are probably my favorite part of the vocals, but the vocalist is able to match that sort of intensity that the instrumentation brings by having that sort of range, bringing out those highs, having so much in between to hit as well, but all of it remaining incredibly heavy. Sometimes you get that, and the range is more of like a softer, a contrast sort of thing. In this sense, it's just different versions of absolutely ass kicking, and I am so here for it, because I feel like my playlist is a good balance of things like that, things that are much, much lighter. I've been listening to a lot of Lydia again recently, Bill Murray, stuff like that is a great contrast, but I've really been leaning into the more aggressive stuff that I've been listening to, especially over the last year or two. It sort of went from melodic metalcore to a lot of deathcore, or more so bands like Distinguisher, who kind of blur the lines between hardcore and some metalcore aspects, things like that, and Fit for an Autopsy, my favorite deathcore bands and just one of my favorite bands in general. So a lot of that stuff has really appealed to me more, but stuff like this has that edge to it, that aggression, but the production feels really clean in the sense that you can hear everything. It's not so much distortion, where we do have a lot of stuff that I cover where that's the stylistic choice. This is very polished, I think that's the way I interpret it, at least, and I think that's what sticks out more for me than a more raw approach. I love just picking up on everything that's in there. You have a lot of space to do that with this song while just remaining aggressive as hell. So I'm incredibly impressed for this. It's hard for me not to just do a big old rant of an out. I almost thought about being like, I should not even, I should just say, I'm loving this track, took me by surprise. I've got nothing to say, so I don't speak too much in my outro, which is a common issue for me. There's going to be a ton I'm missing that I loved about this, because it's one that sort of, I feel like there are certain songs that when I hear them, I love them so much that they sort of scramble all of my thoughts about them, and it's not a bad thing at all. Maybe for my outro not being as conclusive as it could be, but with this, there's absolutely nothing that I would want to see differently from them. It just makes me want to listen to more of them. You have some real wacky sounding stuff with the guitar that just works so well in coordination with the vocals, like just filling in some of the space between the vocal patterns, if that makes sense, and also just sounding on its own. Like if you isolate it and listen on its own, still sounding wacky as hell, but in that teamwork with the vocals, they're just sounding even wackier than it would on its own, I think. So things like that, there's just a ton to pick apart, and it's gonna stay on the playlist for me. Let me know what you thought in the comments. I will link the music video I used and the reaction portion of this, as well as all of the band's promotional links, social media, if there's any merch, all of that stuff will be in the description of this video. You can also find my link tree there, which will have any link you may need related to my YouTube channel, the Twitch, Patreon, Discord server, all of that. The Twitch channel I'm going to be getting up and running. We'll most likely be doing multiple streams per week starting mid-July, but I'll be doing some stuff on there leading up to then to prepare. I'm going to be having a background change, going back to my other camera that I used before my background became this. It's a better camera. that sort of stuff. And I will be then going on Twitch way more often. But if you want to stay in the loop for when I'm going live leading up to that, that'll be there. I also have my Patreon link, which will be getting an update around the same time that the Twitch channel goes live. I'll be offering more, but for right now, what I offer is in there, including mixtapes and playlists for my tier 3 people. I have monthly live streams where we do requests, where I go over everything I've listened to that stood out to me over the course of the month. It's called my monthly recap. I'll make a playlist out of it, I'll talk about it in a video, post a list, that sort of stuff. And the Discord server is where my channel community is based. A bunch of really wonderful people in there, music lovers, both music related and conversation completely unrelated to music as well. I didn't really finish my talking about the Twitch, but I offer a lot, or not Twitch, the Patreon, but I offer a lot more in there. It's all listed out though, so I don't need to waste any of your time with listing it. So all that in the description. As always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.